Lord's 48th annual Paso.
Sunday, April 9th at sundown.
$100 per person or $100 per family. Dragon Community Center, Co-op City, the Boogie Down Bronx, New York.
177 Jars of Loot, Bronx, New York. 10475.
$100 per person or per family. Send your funds in today, no excuses.
Down from $150 thanks to Commander General YAHANNA. He paying your way, pay for somebody else's. Send in your funds today, no excuses.
Shalom Israel, this is Precinct Officer Lahab with Trooper Kazakia to my right, Trooper Kasharwan to my left of the Israelite School U.P.K. And today what we're going to go over is we're going to go over a little bit of Mexican history. We're going to go into the Treaty of Guadalupe Hidalgo. Now what is the Treaty of Guadalupe Hidalgo? This is the treaty that was made between Mexico and America during the war. We're going to go into what happened after the treaty was made. Now first let's go into what the treaty is. Go ahead and read that, Kazakian.
Kanawakan, the Treaty of Guadalupe Hidalgo, which brought an official end to the Mexican-American War.
So there was a war between Mexico and America. They made a treaty and this ended the war. Go ahead.
Kanawakan was signed on February 2nd, 1848 at Guadalupe Hidalgo, a city north of the capital, where the Mexican government had fled with the advance of U.S. forces.
So right here, this treaty was made in the city of Guadalupe Hidalgo, which is a city in Mexico. Go ahead.
Kanawakan, the United States paid Mexico $15 million in consideration of the extension acquired by the boundaries of the United States.
Right, so story has it that America bought the land from Mexico. They bought California, Utah, Arizona, Nevada, and so on and so forth. They bought the land, right? But what we're going to go into is what happened after the treaty was made. Go ahead, read.
Kanawakan, and agreed to pay American citizens debts owed to them by the Mexican government. Other provisions included protection of property and civil rights of Mexican nationals living within the new boundaries of the United States.
So part of the agreement was that Mexicans were going to have protection of property and protection of civil rights. So with that being said, we're going to go into the history of Latino lynchings. We're going to go into what happened after the treaty was made. We're going to show you how the white man broke his covenant and he broke the agreement of the Treaty of Guadalupe Hidalgo. Now let's go into the article real quick.
Kanawakan, the unknown history of Latino lynchings. The following is a summary and analysis of the Harvard Civil Rights, Civil Liberties Law Review article, Law of the Noose.
So right here, this is coming out of a legit source. This is coming out of the Harvard University. I didn't make this up. This is legit. Go ahead.
Kanawakan, a largely unknown history of Latinos, particularly Mexican Americans in the Southwest, who were lynched between the years of 1846 and 1925. This is roughly the same time that many blacks were lynched in the U.S. as well.
Right. So, Mexicans were being lynched at the same period of time black people were being lynched. Now this is very important right here, because what people don't understand is that Mexicans and black people were going through the same struggles, going through the same atrocities, going through the same problems. We were both being murdered, killed, and slaughtered by the so-called white man. Just like in 2016 today, we both are being murdered by white police officers, both going through the same atrocities, going through the same problems, just like our ancestors did. Go ahead.
Kanawakan, while many know of the ominous and horrific fate that the blacks and African Americans saw in the U.S., few know of the lynchings that Latinos were met with.
Right, so everybody knows about what was going on with the so-called black man in America. How they were slaves, how they were being lynched, and how they were being murdered. But not everybody knows about the history of Latinos. Not everybody knows that we were being lynched at the same period of time. How we were going through the same struggles. How Mexicans were being oppressed in America, just like the so-called black man. Go ahead.
Kanawakan, there is believed to have been roughly 600 lynchings of Mexicans and Mexican Americans during the aftermath of the 1848 Treaty of Guadalupe Hidalgo.
So after the Treaty of Guadalupe Hidalgo, there's an estimate of 600 Mexicans who were lynched after the treaty was made. Now we're gonna go into a scripture real quick. We're gonna go into the characteristics of the white man according to the Bible. Let's get Psalms 55 and 20. Now the covenant was, the agreement between Mexico and America was that we were gonna have protection of our civil rights and protection of land. Now the white man, being the devil that he is, he broke his covenant and he broke his agreement. He broke the Treaty of Guadalupe Hidalgo. Now go ahead and bring that out.
Wakan. Psalms chapter 55 verse 20. He hath put forth his hands against such as be at peace with him.
Right, so Mexico and America were at peace. They made the Treaty of Guadalupe Hidalgo a peace treaty, right? Go ahead.
He hath broken his covenant.
He has what?
Broken his covenant.
Now, America broke the covenant. They broke the agreement. How? By lynching Mexicans, by murdering Mexicans, by killing our ancestors, by killing women, men, and children. Go ahead.
The words of his mouth were smoother than butter.
Right, the words of his mouth were smoother than butter. He told the Mexicans, you know what? You're going to have land rights. You're going to have protection of civil rights. You're going to be protected. You're going to live good. You're going to live well in the United States. He spoke smooth words. Go ahead.
But war was in his heart.
But what?
War was in his heart.
But war was in his heart. War was in the white man's heart. Well, how do I know? Because he killed the Mexicans. He murdered and lynched them. He slaughtered them. Just like who? Just like the Native American Indians. The white man made an estimate of 200 treaties with the Native American Indians and broke every single one of them. The white man is not capable of keeping his word. You cannot make an agreement with the white man because he would break every single covenant, every single agreement that you make with him. Now we're going to go back into the article. Go ahead.
The grim fate of blacks and Mexicans in the U.S. was intertwined. Both groups were lynched by Anglos for reasons such as acting uppity.
Right, so both groups, both blacks and Hispanics, were both being lynched for acting uppity. Meaning you had black people who were proud to be black. You had Hispanics who were proud to be Hispanic. We were proud to be who we were. But what the white man do? He lynched us and he slaughtered us. Go ahead.
Khan, taking jobs away from the Anglos.
Right, taking jobs away from the Anglos. You know Isupk, you know the way Mexicans are. Mexicans are hard-working people. They're willing to work. And the white man can't stand to see Mexicans be like that. They can't stand to see who we are. So what they do, they lynched and murdered us. Go ahead.
Khan, making advances towards Anglo women.
Now read that part again.
Making advances towards Anglo women.
So this is very heavy right here. So black people were being lynched for trying to get themselves a white woman. Hispanics were being lynched for trying to get themselves a white woman. Now, so a tip of advice: if you're a black man, leave them white women alone. If you're a Hispanic man, leave them white women alone. You were being lynched. Our ancestors, our forefathers were being lynched for trying to get themselves white women. And not only is it wrong, but it's a sin against God for you to get yourself a woman outside of your nation. Now we're going to pull a scripture real quick. Let's get Tobit 4 and 12. And we're going to bring it out. And then we're going to go right back into the article. Now with that being said, if you're a black man and you get yourself a white woman, you're a sellout and you're a traitor to your own people. If you're a Hispanic man and you go get yourself a white woman, you are a traitor and you are a sellout to your own people. Let's read that.
Wakan. Tobit chapter 4 verse 12. Beware of all whoredom, my son, and chiefly take a wife of the seed of thy fathers.
Right, so scripture says, beware of all whoredom and take a woman of the seed of thy fathers. Meaning, get yourself a woman of your own nation. If you're a black man, get another black woman. Get another Hispanic and Native American Indian woman. We're all from the same nation. We're supposed to marry within our own race and our own nation. Go ahead.
And take not a strange woman.
And take not a what?
A strange woman.
A strange woman. Now what is a strange woman? A strange woman is a a white woman, an Asian woman, an East Indian woman. These are strange women. And according to the Bible, we are forbidden to get a woman outside of our nation. Go ahead.
And take not a strange woman to wife.
Take not a strange woman to wife. Go ahead.
Which is not of thy father's tribe.
Right, that's simple and clear right there. Which is not of thy father's tribe. Which is not of our own nation. Now we're going to go back into the article. Now, you know what I'm saying? That our people need to stay away from these other nations and these other races. Because as you can see, they bring nothing but problems to us. We're being lynched in the 1800s for getting white women. Go ahead.
Khan. Cheating at cards, practicing witchcraft, and refusing to leave land that whites coveted.
Right, so we were being lynched for cheating at cards, for witchcraft, and refusing to leave the land that white people wanted. You know what I'm saying? Why? Because the white man's the devil. El hombre blanco es el diablo de la Santa Biblia. You know what I'm saying? And the white man, he can't stand to see Mexicans, and he can't stand to see black people. So what does he do? He lynches and murders us. Go ahead.
Khan. Additionally, Mexicans were lynched for acting too Mexican.
For being too what?
Too Mexican.
For being too what?
Too Mexican.
So Mexicans were being lynched for being too Mexican. Go ahead.
For example, if Mexicans were speaking Spanish too loudly or showcasing aspects of their culture too defiantly, they were lynched.
So if you were Mexican and you were speaking Spanish too loudly, because you know the way Ishkarites be, you know Mexicans loud as hell. They, you know, get a little drink in them, they want to speak loud, sing some corridos, you know what I'm saying? That's the spirit of Isupk, and that's the spirit of blacks and Native American Indians. You know, that's just the way we are.
Given that this region of the U.S. was at one time Mexican land, and it was shared with Indian, Mexican, and Anglos, protests against the lynchings emerged, and as legend has it, Joaquin Murrieta took matters into his own hands by murdering the Anglos responsible for deaths.
Right, so you got, this is getting so out of hand that you got brothers by the name of Joaquin Murrieta, a brother from the tribe of Isukar, a strong brother. You know what I'm saying? What this brother tried to do, he tried to fight the white man. He started killing white people because there was no justice given to our people. So you got brothers like Joaquin Murrieta, Reyes Lopez Tejerina. You got brothers like this who were stepping up to the plate and trying to fight for our people. Now we're going to go into a short article about a brother by the name of Tejerina. This brother right here, what he tried to do, he tried to fight for his people, but the only problem was that he tried to lead a physical fight against the white man. Now, in order for you to fight for your people, you can't lead a physical fight against America because it's a guaranteed loss. This fight has to be done spiritual. What do I mean by that? We have to separate from the white man and separate from these other nations and gather ourselves together like the scripture has said. Now let's get the article real quick. Go ahead and read.
Khan, Reyes Lopez Tejerina led a struggle in the 1960s and 1970s to restore New Mexico land.
Right, so what this brother tried to do, he tried to restore Mexican land. He tried to give the land back to the Mexicans. Go ahead.
Khan, he became famous and infamous internationally for his 1967 armed raid of Tierra Amarilla courthouse.
Right, so what made this brother famous right here was his armed raid that he led against a courthouse. Now, right, like I said, this brother right here, he had a strong zeal. This brother right here, he wanted to help his people. But the problem was that he led a physical fight against the white man. And because of it, his movement failed. Now, we're gonna go into a quick scripture real quick. Let's get Romans 10:2. We're going to show you that this brother right here, he was on the right path, but he did wrong by trying to lead a physical fight against the white man. You can't lead a physical fight against a white man and win. It's a guaranteed loss. Now, let's go ahead and read.
Romans chapter 10, verse 2. For I bear them record that they have a zeal of God. Right.
This brother right here, he had a zeal for God. He had a zeal to help his people. He had a zeal to help out Hispanics. He wanted to help his people out. Go ahead.
But not according to knowledge.
But not according to the knowledge, right? This is why his movement failed, because he tried to fight the white man. He tried to pick up arms, he tried to pick up guns, and he tried to fight against them physically. And that's why he failed. Now let's go back. Let's go read that. Go back to the article.
Khan, he, like many other leaders of the Chicano-Mexican struggle, marched shoulder to shoulder with Native and Black liberation struggles, including the Black Panther Party and the American Indian movement.
So right here, you know, this brother right here was shoulder to shoulder, side by side, with blacks and with Native American Indians and black people. He was with the Black Panthers. He was with the Native American Indians. Like I said, this was good. They were on the right track, but they just did not have the knowledge of the Bible. And like I said before, that's why they failed. Black Panthers failed because they tried to lead a physical fight against America. The same goes for the Native American Indians, and the same goes with Tejerina. What these brothers did, they were on the right track, like I said, but they failed because they led a physical fight against the white man. Now, what's the solution? The solution is that our people need to fight a spiritual fight against the white man. And how we're going to do that is by separating from America and separating from the white man. And what we need to do is gather ourselves together, just like what the scripture has said. Blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians need to gather themselves together as a people and unite. Let's get to Zephaniah 2:1. We're going to bring it out. We're going to bring out one more scripture before we end this video. We're going to show you that according to the scripture, you blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians need to gather ourselves together. Read.
Khan. Zephaniah chapter 2 verse 1. Gather yourselves together, yea, gather together, O nation not desired.
So the scripture says to gather together, O nation not desired. You blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians are a nation that is not desired. We are the most hated. We are a people that is hated by the white man, the Arabs, Africans, and East Indians. So what we need to do is gather ourselves together and learn to love one another. If you're a black man, you should learn to love another black man, a Hispanic, and Native American Indian. Latinos need to learn to love black people and Native American Indians, because we're all in the same boat and we're all hated by these other nations. Now we're going to go back to the article and we're going to finish up with that.
Land and language rights of the people were supposedly guaranteed in the Treaty of Guadalupe Hidalgo of 1848 between Mexico and the United States, but like all treaties made with native nations from east to west, it was soon tossed aside.
Right, so it was soon tossed aside. So just like all the treaties that the white man made with the Native American Indians, they were all tossed aside. So what the issue is that Mexico should have never made a treaty with America. What they should have done is told America to stay on their side, and we should have stayed on our side. But but Mexico, being foolish and ignorant, they made a treaty and they lost their land, and they lost California, Texas, and so on and so forth. And what we're going to go into right now is we're going to go into a quick scripture, how it's a sin for us to make a covenant, to make an agreement with these other nations. Let's get first Esdras chapter 8 and 85. We're going into that. Go ahead.
First Esdras chapter 8 verse 85. Moreover, ye shall never seek to have peace with them.
Right. It says that we shall never seek to have peace with them. We should have never made a peace treaty with America. The Treaty of Guadalupe Hidalgo should have never been made between Mexico and America. Go ahead.
That ye may be strong.
That ye may be what?
May be strong.
Now we are weak because we decided to make a covenant with the white man. Now we lost our land. Now we lost our territory. We lost our inheritance. We lost what once belonged to us. We're weak now. Go ahead.
And eat the good things of the land.
And eat the good things of the land. Go ahead.
And that ye may leave the inheritance of the land unto your children forevermore.
Right. So the children, the descendants of the Mexicans, we should have kept California. We should have kept Texas. We should have kept Arizona and Nevada. That should have been ours. But we lost all of it because we made a covenant with the heathen. Now America took advantage, and now they have the land, and now they have what was once ours. Now what's the solution? The solution is to separate from the white man and separate from these other nations, like we said before, and gather ourselves together as a people, blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians in unity. We need to gather ourselves together like what the Bible has says. How are we going to do it? And the I.S.U.P.K. If you're a black man, You should come into the online classes, come into the I.S.U.P.K. Hispanics and Native American Indians need to come into the U.P.K. so we can show you the truth about this Bible, and so we can separate from these other nations and love one another like the Bible has said. Now with that being said, Shalom Israel.